Ah. Oh.
Hey guys, I'm Pixie BB and welcome to another episode of my veronaville Let's Play. Today we're getting to know the other members of the Cap family which we didn't get to play with last episode, and I'm actually excited to continue to explore their family dynamics. And I'll start off with a brief introduction of each of them like we did last time, but this time I want to read their character bios from The Sims 2. I forgot to do the last time, but I feel like it's very helpful for the sort of less popular characters, kind of the supporting cast. So starting with the head of the family, we have goneril Capp. And Goneril is the eldest living daughter of Consort and Contessa Capp. She's actually the second born, but as we learned last episode, Cordelia, who was the actual eldest, has already passed away. And Goneril's traits are ambitious, materialistic, and neat. Very Capp-like. She is a fortune sim, just like her parents, and she currently holds a pretty high position in the family business, which she has every intention to become the CEO of one day. And in The Sims 2, her bio reads that while Goneril wanted children, it certainly wasn't her idea to have this many kids. And why does she feel like Albany perhaps married her more for her money than for her love? See, this is why I want to read their bios, because there's so much hidden lore and tea in there. So yeah, she has a complicated relationship with her husband and her family as a businesswoman. This isn't the path that she saw herself taking, but I guess we'll see how things go for her during the Let's Play. But speaking of him, we have Albany Capp, who is Goneril's husband. He did want a big family, as it was implied in Goneril's bio, so he is family oriented, but also snob and mean. Yeah, he's not the nicest guy out there, but you know, you kind of can be the nicest person if you want to marry into the Capp family. He is a family sim. It was a natural thing for him to want a big family, but I think the question is how convenient it was for him to have a big family with goneril Capp. I don't know, but his bio in The Sims 2 reads that Albany loves his children. Too bad they don't love each other. Can Albany convince them that family is important? And can he convince Goneril as well? So from his point of view, he's kind of in the middle of this family that isn't as perfect as he expected it to be, and I'm really curious to see how him and Goneril will do with their family life, because they do have a pretty big family. And the next member of this big family is Miranda Capp. We already met her last episode, but she is the eldest daughter of Goneril and Albany, and her traits are adventurous and good. So one interesting thing about Miranda that I didn't know about before is that she's actually the nicest sim in the Capp family. She actually has the most nice personality points in The Sims 2 within the Capp family. So I decided to represent that in The Sims 4 as well, and I think it could bring an interesting dynamic for her that is different from what I have done in the past. She is a romance sim, and we saw last episode that she is maybe interested in Puck's summer dream, but actually her bio in The Sims 2 gives us a different story. So it reads that Miranda is cynical and rebellious and wants out of her parents' crowded house. Could that explain her sudden interest in Mercutio? So yeah, again, a bit different from what we saw from her so far. I actually think in the context of her family life, being in the Capp dynasty, being rebellious and cynical is actually a sign of her being nicer than them. So now that we're getting to the kids, the introductions won't be as detailed because we're still learning kind of who they are. But the second oldest son in the household is Hal Capp. Hal is the only boy within the siblings, and him being in between Miranda and Desdemona is quite interesting to me because I feel like they kind of have the bigger personalities in the house. But his trait as a child is creative, as he likes music and dance in The Sims 2, and his bio reads that Though he seems abrasive, Little House is actually a very thoughtful boy. Will he mature into a healthy sim despite his siblings' torment? I think his bio does imply that he is having kind of a hard time with his sisters. They're maybe a little bit mean to him, but we'll see how things go with their relationships. Next, we have Desdemona. She is the third child of Goneril and Albany, and I gave her the self-assured trait more so from vibes than anything canon. In her bio in The Sims 2 reads, Desdemona wants to be just like her older sister Miranda. Will she be able to carve her own path in such a large family? It is a little bit of a generic bio that they gave her, but I will take in consideration that she does look up to her older sister a lot and maybe aspires to follow her rebellious ways when she grows up. And now we have the youngest in the family. We have Ariel Capp, which you guys might know as the bisexual non-binary toddler. And I'm only half joking about that, but she is just a baby. I gave her the independent trait more so for gameplay reasons, just to help us out. And her bio in The Sims 2 reads, the youngest in a large family, Ariel just hopes she won't get lost in the shuffle. Can she get enough attention from her parents with all her siblings around? So yeah, kind of similar to Desdemona actually. Her bio is more about how can she stand out and stand on her own in such a large household, being kind of on the younger side, well, being literally the youngest. And actually in her picture we can also see their family dog. This is Charlie, their golden retriever. I feel like it was very fitting for their image to have a golden retriever, but yeah, Charlie is like Ariel's best friend basically. And the house that I'm using is actually a recreation of a Veronaville house. It wasn't built by me, it was built by Simskeleton on the gallery. I made a few changes to it. I think I just made it a little bit bigger so it could fit this family better, and then I did the whole interior because I don't think it was decorated initially. I'm not gonna do a full-on house tour. This house is a little bit more simple. As you can see, it isn't as decorated as I did with the Capp Manor, just because the Capp Manor is kind of one of the main houses that we're gonna be playing with. So I'm just gonna get them going. I think I'm gonna have Goneril make everyone breakfast. I'm gonna have her make pancakes. This is actually her hobby in The Sims 2. It is cooking, so she actually enjoys this part of, having a family and cooking for everyone, which is nice. But let's go through our plans for today. So today's gonna be a bit more chill, I think, than last episode. I just want to kind of have a family reunion in Goneril's house, kind of enjoy the last day before class starts again. And yeah, we're just gonna invite everyone and have all the caps hang out here. I have to say, the first time that I kind of had play tested the caps being together, something really wild happened. I'm not gonna say what it was unless it happens again, but we're gonna see how things go. So I actually did make a change to the Capp dynasty, as I was saying last time. I actually changed their vicious ideal to devious, so it means they're a bit more mischievous instead of mean. Even though I do think the Capps are mean, I don't think they would be as mean to each other all the time, especially because they're kind of a closed off family. I imagine they don't have that many friends kind of outside the family, so I don't know, I don't want to just ruin their relationships. First thing first, I don't think I mentioned that Albany, I actually gave him a job. He's actually in the education career. He is a dean of admissions. Oh, Hal served himself some pancakes. I don't think they're very hungry at the moment, but I might have everyone have breakfast just so they can sit together. Oh, there she is. She is kind of angry. Oh, she wants to play in. Albany, can you please put little Ariel on her table? Okay, apparently everyone is just leaving the dinner table. Okay, Desdemona is done. So yeah, not the breakfast that I was imagining. She looks so angry. Oh my god. What a mess. It is interesting to see how differently they kind of live here in the island compared to, the Capp Manor, which was this huge lot, is over here. They live in a smaller house here in the manor, even though they do have a pretty big family. So I can see Goneril being a bit ambitious. I don't know, I just feel like she would kind of aim for more. But look at this view. Oh, she looks so sad. Why is she sad? Oh, because she had a body accident. I think I'm gonna put her to bed because she's still a little bit sleepy. She didn't sleep very well last night. Can you believe Albany has the one to have another child? This man would be like in his 50s almost, and he wants to have a child. He wants to be in a well-decorated area. Okay. Apparently not good enough for him. Oh, what's going on here? Oh, I think she didn't want to go to bed maybe. So we were giving kind of a talking to her. But now she's making funny faces. See, they could be a pretty perfect family. Let's try again. Let's read her to sleep. Now, How wants to become inspired and take on a formative challenge. I don't know how we take on formative challenges. Okay, we click on the sim and then we take on a formative challenge. Okay. How wanted to challenge himself and thought long and hard before striking inspiration. A new formative moment challenge has been suggested in his aspiration panel. Ooh, have a best friend, imaginary friend. Oh, okay. I wasn't really planning on them having imaginary friends just because they have so many siblings. I feel like it wouldn't be necessary. But I guess he maybe is feeling a bit lonely, I guess. Let's do the Crafty Kid Imagine Me doll. I feel like this would have been a family heirloom or something, this creepy ass doll. Okay, he puts them in his inventory. Oh, the physics of the doll are very strange. Wait, I want to see more. That was so quick. Come on. Oh, look how her arms move. Oh, it's such a quick interaction. Oh my gosh, she's talking. She wasn't talking before, I don't think. Oh, we already made friends. Okay, it's very quick actually. He's doing some incantations here to make them come to life. Ooh, oh my god. Oh my god. She's so creepy looking. He wants to play hide and seek, so I guess we can play hide and seek with his imaginary doll. And I imagine that, yeah, she doesn't show up for anyone else, which makes sense. Oh, Miranda is actually teaching something to Ariel. She's showing needs flashcards. It's so cute. Oh, I think someone knocked at the door. Oh, I guess the back door. Oh, it's Oberon. Oh, Albany seems to thrive on the shock and rage of others. Is it time to admit that he likes mischief? Sure, Albany. Let's say hi to Oberon. Oh, we don't know Oberon. Complain about pet poop? Where is the pet poop? I never saw the interaction before. Let's introduce ourselves to Oberon. She's instantly attracted to him. I don't know why I'm not surprised. Let's get to know him a little bit. He sabotaged the decorations again. Okay, if that's what he wants to do, he wants to shock the next person to use it, which is most likely goneril, then sure. Oh, we're actually not getting along very well with Oberon. He doesn't like anything that we say. Does he like gossip? He doesn't. He really doesn't like her. But yeah, we got to meet Oberon. Did we have... Oh, we had bad first impressions. So Goneril thinks Oberon is annoying and he thinks she's shallow. Listen, both things can be true. Dang. See, she likes what he says. He just doesn't like what we say. But Albany is actually friends with Oberon. So maybe Oberon is here to visit him. Desdemona has been studying science and seems to be picking it up well. Would she be interested in science becoming her one true hobby? I think science is her hobby in The Sims 2, so I'm gonna say yes. Oh, she was over here at the telescope. Look who came over. Contessa came over a little bit earlier. Why was he being mean to Miranda? Oh my god, it might just be a coincidence, but Miranda can shake the feeling that others are just constantly judging her. Is it her hair, personality, friends, whatever it is, Miranda's afraid that this won't be the end of it. She now has the fear of being judged. Okay, her dad just made her insecure. Okay, that is kind of too real. Let's get away from our dad, maybe. He wants to yell at her. He's so... Ask to be Contessa's mentee. Oh, I don't know if Contessa would say yes. She doesn't like Desdemona that much. She does not like her. Oh my god, what did she say? Give fake bad news? I'm guessing Contessa came over here to speak to goneril. Keeps trying to follow her. They didn't need to come into the bathroom to talk, but you know. Oh,
No.
oh my god, all of their interactions fail. Doesn't matter what I say. Let's try to choose about cooking. She does like cooking as well. See, and she doesn't like it.
Oh, no.
Wow. Oh, new family dynamic jokesters. Cut the punchline. Howard and Miranda just can't stop cracking each other up. You know what? I can actually see that for the two of them. See, those two are getting along. What did he do? What did he do to us? Oh my god, literally what did he do to us? Emotions drain. He drained our emotions. Okay. None of the interactions goneril does with anyone works. Like, nobody likes her. She's feeling very embarrassed from her awkward encounter. Awkward comment. Oh, awkward from distant family dynamic. Goneril never knows how to act around distant family members. Oh, and she's actually angry about Contessa's leadership. We're not distant, we're close. Okay. So things are weird. Let's just give it some time. I don't know what is going on. I think I'm gonna just throw a party and invite everyone over because these two, they're gonna get into a fight or something if I don't separate them. Okay, the family reunion is starting. I had the pets teleported over here and I actually have Albany and Hal building the tree house. So while everyone is coming over, I'm gonna have goneril cook some stuff for them. I'm gonna have to do a few plates because we do have quite a few sims around. This game is so freaking unserious. Why is this happening at the family reunion? Okay, they're done. There's a few things that I need to unpack here. But let me introduce these new sims before we move on. So starting off with Regan Capp. This is the middle child of Contessa and Consort. Her traits in The Sims 2 are ambitious, unflirty, and neat. The unflirty part is not so much a Sims 2 thing, it's more kind of a vibe that I also have for her. I don't know why, but in my experience playing with Regan, she doesn't usually do super well with love and relationships, but her bio in The Sims 2 is actually kind of interesting. So it says that Regan's determined to make it in business and own her own steam instead of just her parents' money. Can she succeed without alienating her family? So I always thought that was interesting because if she works in business, she kind of will be co-workers with her family anyways. I don't really see a way of her making it in business without her family's help, but I guess she's the type of nepo baby that doesn't want to be seen as a nepo baby. So I actually put her in a different career. I actually have her doing law. I feel like that fits her very well. She doesn't have to work for her family, but she could still work with her family. Maybe she can work on a legal team that represents the company. So yeah, she kind of is making it on her own, but still, you know, she still has the support of being in the Capp dynasty, of course, but it is a bit different enough for her. Next up, we have Regan's husband, Cornwall Capp, which is the sim that we just saw dueling Contessa for some reason. Cornwall was one of my most hated characters in The Sims 2 because he's just so mean all the time. But the traits that I gave him here are neat, hot-headed, and materialistic. I didn't realize how many sims I made neat in The Sims 4, but it is kind of a common Capp trait, I guess. And Cornwall actually works for the Capps. He works in the Capp family business. I imagine this is how he met Regan. And speaking of which, I forgot to say when I was introducing Regan, but they are both fortune sims, so they are very aligned in their ideals. And Cornwall's bio in The Sims 2 actually alludes to another conflict that is going on. So it says that Cornwall isn't thrilled that his brother-in-law Kent is living with him while he gets back on his feet after losing his job. Can he make room for his wife's family in their home? So we're not gonna see their home right now in this episode actually, but I guess we're gonna have to see if they can repair the relationship or if things are gonna go worse than they already are. And speaking of him, this is Kent Capp. He's the youngest sibling of goneril and Regan, and I guess guess he was kind of in a similar situation than Hall, being the only boy among four siblings. But Kent's traits in The Sims 4 are genius, lazy, and good. And I feel like that's just like how I imagine Kent to be from The Sims 2. He's very smart, but he's not super, motivated. I think he's the second nicest after Miranda, which is so crazy to me. I always thought Kent was the nicest one. But his bio actually tells us a lot about him. So it says that Kent is the black sheep of the Capp family, far more enamored of learning than of accumulating wealth or fighting with the Montes. Will he pursue his friendship with Bianca Monte despite his family's misgivings about it? So this doesn't actually address the whole job situation, but Kent used to work for the family business and he got fired. So there was some conflict there with his parents. And I guess they thought that maybe Kent's friendship with Bianca, who's a Monty, could, jeopardize their position and, their whole family business. So they kicked him out. And I actually noticed that Cornwall has a lot of interesting moodlets. So he's angry from a conversation, maybe with Contessa. He actually has an aggravating leadership moodlet as well. And Regan actually has this as well. But look at this. That was hot. From a duel with an attractive sim. It felt so wrong, it felt so right. Cornwall just dueled the sim and he liked it. He is so wrong for that. Oh wow, I think Cornwall said something to Hal, because he got a sentiment with Cornwall, so some sims are too mean to forget, especially when it's a grown sim being rude to a child at their big age. Wow. So while Cornwall was yelling at her child, goneril actually got a nice sentiment with Cornwall. She said, "I'm glad you don't think my llama jokes are getting old. I feel like you just get me." This... I don't want to say exactly what happened, but let me just say that the wild thing that happened when I first played testing, it was between these two. I don't want to entertain it right now. So I'm just gonna move on. Contessa and Kent now despise each other. Look at their relationship. She hates Kent more than she hates some of the Montes. Oh, okay. I was going to move on to the teenagers, but yeah, Kent and Contessa seem to get a new family dynamic difficult. This one is so hard to play with. I mean, I think it makes sense for them. Oh, I am taking some pictures of them just for us to get the goals going. But I think it makes sense for Kent and Contessa to have a bad family dynamic. I mean, she did fire him, literally. So the teens actually came over. Oops, this little area. Oh my god, girl. Do not do that. I don't know where Juliet... Oh, Juliet is coming. I don't know where Thibault went, but they were all hanging out here. I was just taking some photos of them. Miranda's a bit too close to the fireplace for my liking. And her and Juliet actually made friends again. And Thibault got some pancakes out. I'm pretty sure those were in the fridge. I actually wanted to take a look at Miranda's relationships because she was kind of just hanging out at the masquerade last time. So she actually made friends with Nancy. This is an NPC sim. I'm pretty sure they were dancing together at the walks, but they actually have bad compatibility, which is pretty sad. Then we actually have Puck, who we are, friends with, and she is very attracted to him. I wanted to see if she got to meet any of the Montes, but I guess she didn't. And I'm sure they would be talking all about it. Oh, she can apologize. Okay, I actually wanted Thibault to kind of chew out Juliet a little bit over what he saw, happening at the masquerade. Thibault is actually the only one who knows that the guy Juliet danced with was a Monty. I think we might actually criticize relationship preference. That is actually about being exclusive or non-exclusive, but I think it actually fits well with the storyline here. I wish he was facing her. But yeah, he's basically telling her, like, I can't believe what you were doing. Let's argue, let's say about school. Okay, we have some random sims coming over. Well, actually not so random. Stephen actually works for the Capp business. But yeah, imagine Thibault is telling her, like, you cannot talk to that guy when we go to school. Do you even know who that guy you were dancing with was? That was a Monty. You cannot talk to them at school tomorrow. And yeah, she's mad. She's like, you don't tell me what to do. But I imagine she would be a bit shocked that she didn't know he was a Monty either. The girls are kind of pretending they're not listening. They're meeting a random sim back there. Hermia looks so funny in the back. I keep getting distracted by her telling a story. Oh, yeah, Juliet was not happy. I think they both lost. Yeah, no win scenario. They both lost the argument. Oh my god. Thibaut is enraged. I'm gonna have him jog to clear mine. I don't want him to die on me on the second episode at least. So I came back to check on the adults and the treehouse, and this popped up. Kent feels being romantically reserved is important to him and seems to be spending more time on himself. Now, I'm trying to understand how he got this when he's around his family. The only sim that I can imagine an interaction going wrong and giving him this trait that isn't, blood related to him is Cornwall. Now I'm scared that he tried to hit him Cornwall. I don't want to believe that's something he would have done, so maybe someone just said something kind of mean to him. And I know it wasn't Albany because I am focused on Albany right now and Kent isn't here. I'm gonna embrace the change because I think it also makes sense for Kent to be romantically reserved. But what the hell just happened? Why are they all dancing? Please stop. He's chatting with Consort and Regan. So I'm assuming someone just insulted him or something. Because I cannot imagine him hitting on Cornwall. Although I do think their relationship was worse before. Thibaut is still jogging. But oh, he's actually feeling better already. What did I just see? What did I just see? The party don't start till the Monty dynasty walks in.
The woman was too stunned to speak.
Isabella crashed their family reunion. No. She can't just do that. It literally says party crasher. Go drink. Ah, you just met. I got your man now? No. If anything, she should say this. Not him. Let's come over here. We're gonna mock the Monty dynasty. And then we're gonna throw a drink. We need to, elevate things first before throwing drinks. Oh, and look how snobby he looks walking up to her. Like, what are you doing here? Oh my god. Throw the drink. Oh, he failed. It failed. Oh my god. What is she doing here? Can Contessa come over here? Actually, I have the drama mod. So I wonder what we can say. Oh my god. Isn't your relationship falling apart as we speak? Can we just fight and get this over with? Yeah, let's do that. Okay, Contessa came over and he's just in the middle. Oh my god. Why would she come to a Capp reunion knowing she would be jumped by the Capps? Oh, you wanna fight? I'm ready when you are, but just know I don't start fights, I finish them. Okay. Oh look, I was gonna have Contessa fight Isabella, but Contessa is too proper to start a fight. You know what? I know what I'm gonna do. I think goneril sees that Amonte came to her house uninvited and is, attacking her mother. And, she's been waiting for this moment, I think, her whole life to kind of step up and show who she is. So, yeah, she's gonna actually fight. Dancing in my bones? Sure, Regan. We have something more important going on. Oh, but Contessa's not happy that she's done that. My god, and their family on the background just chilling. Isabella beat us up and threw a drink at us. Oh, and Albany became good friends with Desdemona. Great! They're all becoming good friends. She needs to leave. Can we ask her to leave? Go away? Is she going home? Oof. I think she is. Natural soundscapes are terrible. Sure. The amount of pop-ups I get with this, having this many selected. So she got beaten up. Taking a good licking can make a sim feel a bit dazed. Yeah. When will this party end? We still have 2 hours. Oh my god. Oh, and she got in her first fight ever from live event. So turns out fighting hurts. Yet Goneril's not sure that she will never do it again. Yeah, probably will. And look at Contessa. She is so mad that she witnessed inappropriate behavior. Even though it was against a Monty, there's a time and place. And she did it at her birthday dinner. So it's not her birthday, but yeah, fighting child from catching your child fighting. Children and squabbles are one of the less exciting parts of having kids. Oh my god, and look at these two. That's so inappropriate in front of the children. Oh my gosh, she's so angry, but you know, if she's feeling this angry about it, I actually think, you know, she's gonna show her appreciation to the host, but she's gonna be like, you can't do that ever again. So let's argue, I guess, about house rules. Oh my god, and Isabella's still here. Can we just tell her to go away? I think just go away. Yeah, we'll make her leave. Is she not done here? Yeah, now they're arguing about it in the bathroom. Contessa's just like, you cannot behave like that. You cannot give our enemies more fuel. That's not how we fight. Boy, she really needs to pee. Their relationship was already going down so badly. Tybalt seems to thrive on the shock and the rage of others. Is it time to admit that he likes mischief? Absolutely. Oh my god, did I give them the same hair? I did. I did not realize that. But yeah. Goneril, you're done. Okay, I think Juliet was trying to use our bathtub, which is just not gonna happen. I'm gonna have Contessa take an angry poop in privacy. Let's not watch that happen. Oh, she was their argument, losers. We now have a saddened sentiment, so we're hurt. It's disappointing to see a rift in this once strong relationship. Goneril wishes things were different, and she wonders if Contessa feels the same way. Yeah, they had a close relationship. I always imagined Goneril and Contessa getting along so well, and they just completely lost their friendship, which is so sad. Meanwhile, Kent is being a good uncle and a good brother. And he's gonna have, you know, Ariel come down. She was sleeping through all of this. Let's give her maybe some, I guess some animal crackers. I'm dying and everyone just dancing in the background. Okay, I wanted to check on Tybalt because he was super angry at that time and I did not check on him after. And he has a moodlet which I never seen before. Look at this. Shades of Schadenfreude or Schadenfreude. I don't know what that means. But he has a bitter sentiment towards someone feeling bad. It can be a little gratifying to see someone suffering, depending on the someone. I'm pretty sure that it's Juliet. Oh, he saw someone in the bathroom and he's feeling the dynastic disappointment. Tybalt wishes he could just tell that slacker to pull themselves together for the sake of the family. I think that is for Miranda as well, but is it for Juliet? Yeah, they're grudging after a fight and I think she's feeling stressed about it. And then Contessa, oh, he's happy. He thinks she has an excellent leadership. This dynasty is lucky to have a leader as wise as Contessa. Tybalt couldn't think of anyone better suited. Oh, he's such a kiss-ass. I think he's the only one who has them moodlet for Contessa. Everyone else, mad as hell. And then Miranda, oh yeah, she's a dynastic contrarian. They have awful compatibility. So she's the one where he's feeling kind of tense about. Got him in the middle of all this mess. Look at Madam just sleeping on the couch. She's such a little princess. Oh, and I think Kent came over here to help Goneril. Goneril has just been cooking and cooking and cooking, and Kent actually also likes cooking. I think that's his hobby as well. Kent is a really nice son, so I think he's just trying to... Oh! He tried to compliment her, and she got really angry about it. Yeah, Kent, you know what? Let's apologize. I'm so sorry that I complimented your house. That was so wrong of me. And she has a bad sentiment towards him as well. So you know what? Goneril is just as bad as everyone else. Oh yeah, he's also a dynastic contrarian. I wonder what makes this sentiment show up because it just makes a lot of sense that Kent and Miranda were the ones to get it. So Kent and Miranda are the two lowest ranked members, even lower than Ariel. I'm sorry, I don't know why that's so funny to me. Imagine being so different from your family that they think a toddler is more worthy than you. Oh wow. Yeah, and Goneril and Cornwall are actually 2 and 3. Okay, we can help out. Oh, he's trying to distract her and telling her a crazy story about a bear or something. Oh, she did not enjoy it either. She just does not like Kent. That's crazy. I think Kent only got along with Regan and the kids. He actually got along with the kids very well. Oh. And now she's being mean, being insulted. You know what, Kent? You're too good for her. You really are. Oh my god, and Cornwall, look at Cornwall, he's still angry. And Regan's trying to flirt with him, and it's just not not working in her favor. Oh look, and now they're dueling. The Capps are a very interesting family. Oh, okay, we finished our reunion. Would he be interested in music and dance becoming his one true hobby? Well, yes. That is his hobby. Well, he's just learning the piano actually. But now that the party's over, I'm gonna stop controlling everyone so they can just go home whenever they feel like it. Oh, is she making a mess, Albany? Albany, come get your child. Can he influence her to clean up toys, clean up mess? Yeah. Is she drinking her own piss? Can I tell her not to? I can't. Oh, new family dynamics strict. When it comes to Albany and Desdemona, a sense of order seems to abound as the younger Sim has a deep respect for their older family member, often meeting the older Sim's high expectations. So yeah, it means that he will ask her to clean more and she will generally avoid rebelling. Even though I think Desdemona wants to be a rebel, kind of like her sister. I can see that. I can see that for every one of the children actually. I think Albany would be a pretty strict parent. But it is kind of cute to see them all just hanging out, kind of watching a movie late night at the end of a party. It just feels very realistic to like a family hangout. Oh my god. The Capps are so... Oh, she looked at me like, whoop. Did I get caught? Ooh. I think it's time for everyone to go home. So I'm gonna have Albany send everyone home because goneril is already sleeping and it is a school night. Okay, you guys, while everyone is just getting ready to end the day and everyone else is going to bed, I think I'm gonna end this part right here. I've been recording for so long. I don't know how much of it is gonna make the cut because it was pretty chaotic. I think today's episode was good to, you know, kind of show of the, you know, Capp family dynamic. It is a very confusing dynamic. They kind of love each other and then they hate each other and then they're fighting and then they're dancing. So yeah, it is interesting to say the least. I hope you guys enjoyed this chaotic episode and I hope you're excited for the next one because the next day we're actually gonna be, I think, with the Monties and we're gonna go to our first day of high school. So that should be interesting. We're gonna finally have Juliet and Romeo kind of see each other again and I'm excited about how that's gonna go. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.